thought I'd talk about something today that is really important on everyone's self-discovery journey, and that's the idea of loving yourself. There's many forms that this lack of self-love comes in. This can be feeling behind in life, this could be comparing yourself to others, and this could just simply be that you're not happy with being alone. This is an important lesson I had to learn in life, where I wanted to stop over-analysing situations and I wanted to think back to the most important thing, which is me. That feeling where you don't think you're enough for someone or something is something that all of us have to try and fix. Now, the fix isn't easy, the fix doesn't come quickly, it takes time, it takes a lot of effort, but it definitely can happen. I think it's important to also outline some of the misconceptions about self-love. I feel like self-love is misunderstood. People forget that this is a behavior system, this isn't an emotion, this isn't something that you've attached an emotion to and that's the only way that it will be. This is a behavior system, this can be changed, this can be adapted. And through that self-doubt, you begin to compare or to criticize or to put pressure on yourself as well. I always like to say that the internal voice that you have in your head is taught. It's a taught mechanism. It's not the reality, it's not the truth. And I think a lot of people also tie self-love to their success in life, whether that's career progression or family or approval or attention from someone. And it doesn't help that we have so much access to social media where the constant comparison keeps happening and it becomes like a loop that is unending. I think you need to always be aware that your flaws are not your identity. Putting such a drastic statement on yourself like I am flawed rather than thinking, oh, I just did something wrong is a huge difference. And a lot of these things coincide with the fact that you've broken promises with yourself. You may have not gone through with things that you wanted to go through. Maybe starting a channel, maybe speaking to that person you wanted to speak to at your workplace, at wherever you are. And I think this comes down to you training yourself to not love yourself. For instance, I will be completely transparent. I've been trying to start YouTube for a couple years now, and every time I did try and sit in front of the camera, it was just something I couldn't bear. I was always thinking, oh, he has this in his video, I don't have that, how can I compete with this? Maybe someone's more qualified to speak about a topic compared to me. And then the comparison wave kicked in. But it's not all bad. This is something that is fixable, and as you can see even by me, use me as an example if you need to. You can break through, you can get through this, and you will. And I think it's really important to talk about the fixes for this. Like, what can I actually do for myself to help with my journey? What can I do to aid my growth? What can I do to give myself the love? And there are multiple levels of this, so I did want to talk about something that I actually found whilst thinking about this video and planning it, which is my little motivational cards I used to write for myself when I was a bit younger. I've actually managed to find all of them, and there's still quite a few in there actually. These cards actually were there for me to push myself forward, to make myself do the things I didn't want to do. Even with little promises that I wrote on the card, I still couldn't keep to them. Now, this is where the change happened for me. I began to plan small fixes that I could put in place that wouldn't actually affect my day. I wanted to prove to myself that I could trust myself. So that began with writing the cards or making small promises to myself. And I wanted to build that ability of being able to trust myself, sort of doing what you say you'll do, and keeping to it. I think with self-love comes a lot of self-respect, and a big stepping stone of that is giving yourself the time you deserve. I think it all starts with also how you speak to yourself. I think it always begins inside and internal. For example, it actually reminds me of a interview I was once in for a job, where the interviewer asked me, would you rather submit unfinished work but on the deadline, a perfect piece of work but submitting it late? Now, I know it doesn't necessarily fit perfectly into the context of what we're talking about, but I'll tell you how I think about it. My answer to that was on time, and I think the exact interview question was, it was a good piece of work but on time, but it wasn't perfect. Essentially, it had a few flaws, and I chose that option. I chose the on time. And the way this falls into self-love is actually respecting your own time with people as well. For example, you have made plans with someone and they chose to neglect that and not let you know that they can't make it, or they decide not to show up, or that they don't want to be there for that day. I think it's important you respect your time, not necessarily show any sort of anger or frustration towards someone, but actually show love to yourself. That's what it is. Next time you'll be wiser. Next time you won't plan that because you'll know that someone doesn't respect your time. I think we're never going to be able to avoid in life all these issues such as procrastination. We're never going to be able to avoid that. We're always going to try and avoid what's painful, what's scary. There's an important shift here, and the shift is from judgment to correction and acceptance. On the very sort of day-to-day basis, you can change things like schedule, sort of routine, directions of things, how you do things. But that real self-love is built internally. It's built on a day-to-day basis, working on yourself, working to be the best version of yourself, putting your best foot forward always, but for you. I used to journal quite a lot when I was a little younger, and to this day I have all the journals, and they have all of my goals and dreams written down in them. And I would go back to them year by year and try and tick off if I've accomplished the said thing. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to tick off a lot of the things I actually wanted to do at the time. And it became a thing of procrastinating, being scared of the unknown. Now, for example, I talk to the camera and I actually love it. I'm actually excited for it. But this took a lot. This took a lot of talking to myself, laying in bed at night and actually having those thoughts of, I will be able to do this. I will work on this. Now, it's not perfect by no means, you know. I mean, my channel, I have it to the side of me here. I literally have a video that I posted sort of 10 or 11 days ago, and then my next one was 10 days after. Not perfect, by no means not perfect, but I'm happy that I've done it. And that's where the shift happens. Now I know that I have set times for when I want to record, for when I want to edit. I know what happens in my days. And that all stems from loving yourself, from giving yourself the time to grow. But that is exactly what I mean with the behavior systems. It is something that you just have to work on consistently. You have to be at it. You have to give it the time. Even if it's waking up in the morning 5 minutes early and just having a few good thoughts for the day, saying what you want to achieve today, what you want to do, how you're going to pursue it. Self-love is changing the tag that you put on yourself of being lazy or useless or this or that. But those thoughts start to go away the moment you actually pursue that. In terms of people, it's a little bit different. I think between people where it's relationship based, and that can be friends, but sort of if it's in a relationship, you need to realize that you want the other person to be a partner to you who can also build you. Rather than having a so-called relationship where you have to give parts of yourself, if you do pursue that relationship and you go into it, don't start giving 5% here, 5% there. You should always be 100% yourself. And if you're not, it will show. You'll potentially have arguments, you'll potentially have issues. You need to love yourself first. You need to walk into that knowing that you are the top priority for yourself. Now again, these things about personal growth and self-love, they're always going to come off selfish. I want you to always know that that is not a bad thing. Granted, don't be rude, don't be malicious with anything you do. But always be healthy, selfish for yourself. Always work on yourself. Remember that if that person walked away, you would be able to stand there on your own 2 feet and look forward and be proud of yourself for what you are and for who you are. I think this topic I could talk for years about this topic. I think it's so important. I think some basic things you could do at first is definitely structure of your life. Actually, I'll change my mind. Actually, I want to put that second. I want to put one other thing first that I've touched on as well, which is talking about yourself and to yourself at the highest caliber you can. Remove those patterns of giving yourself doubts that are not real. You can change, you will change. And I understand a lot of people have probably gone through a very rough time. So I'm going to bring back one of these cards that I actually had written down on. The card reads, the extent of the struggle determines the extent of the growth. Some people are a lot better off at learning about themselves and moving forwards. Some people struggle a lot more. Both are okay, but absolutely never ever give up on yourself. Walk into every room with 100% of yourself. Know that if something went wrong, if someone left, know that you can count on yourself. And most importantly, going off the note I read as well, show up for yourself and do not abandon yourself. Do not let yourself drown in that endlessly. I always have this kind of in a way morbid image in my head, but imagine yourself when you're 70, 80 and you're at that point nearing the end of your life. Although I hope everyone lives as long as they can, but you're nearing the end of your life and you'll probably sit back one day and think, oh, I should have given this my all, I should have given this my all. And you'll realize that you now don't have the time to do that. Start your self-discovery journey today. Even if you've never journaled, if you've never written anything down, even if it's a notes page on your phone, put down 5 things that you're grateful for about yourself. Every person on this earth has things they are good at, and every single person on this earth should also be proud of who they are. Yeah, I'm not going to talk for much longer. Just wanted to say thank you for watching. If you do enjoy these videos, do press the like button and do definitely subscribe. I will be trying to keep up with more sort of consistent uploads. But I just wanted to leave you with one last thing before I go, and that is keep your word. respect your own time, and never stop fighting for yourself and for your growth. Hi everyone, I appreciate you watching the video just now. I have just jumped in at the end here. This is future me. Wanted to apologise for one thing. The start of the video cuts off really weirdly and just sort of kicks straight into the video. I, for the life of me, cannot find the footage, and I thought I'd post the video anyway because I like the content of the video, but I apologise that it doesn't sort of start really smoothly. That's number one. Number two, I also wanted to say I am now streaming on Twitch, so I have actually, and I will actually link my Twitch below. I'm currently just streaming Siege, like I said in my first video. I'm working on setting up all of my sort of alerts and everything else as I go, but I thought why not just jump in and start streaming straight away. And get people sort of in that are watching the videos on YouTube as well. The videos are a lot more thoughtful and sort of a lot more, I mean, I get to pre-record, so it helps. But yeah, the streams are just going to be for everyone to jump in, have a nice time, just chill, do some gaming, just chat. That's really the gist of it. Yeah, link below for the Twitch. Please do join. It will be fun, and it will also let me sort of get to know everyone else who's watching the videos. But yeah, again, sorry for the start of the video. And yeah, I promise the next one will be a lot better and a lot sooner. I'm on it now, I promise.